Hello everyone and welcome to Blind Beauty. I'm Jennifer. What we're doing today is we're going to do a get ready with me video. Now I know it's been a little bit since I've done these and I'm going to try not to make this too terribly long, but you know, it is what it is. And I'm going to attempt to do like a work appropriate holiday look. So, I mean, whenever you're getting ready for work, you don't want to spend an hour getting ready, right? So, but this will be chit-chatty, so you'll be able to do this faster than my doing it and talking through it. But, what do you say we jump on in here and let's get started. First thing I'm using is the Rimmel Stay Matte Primer. This is Makeup Primer by Rimmel, the matte one. Now, I did already put the lip plumper on my lips of the plumper and primer duo from e.l.f. that they have. So if I start talking funny or whatever, then you know it's the lip plumper and primer. But I'm just using a little bit of this e.l.f. stuff. You know, I don't need a whole lot. Taking about a pea-size amount, I guess. Whenever, if it were, you know, all in one dollop. Putting it on my T-zone, mostly, under the eyes a little bit, and basically just going to rub that in here. And the foundation, had to get that rubbed in on my upper lip, it was driving me crazy. The foundation I'm using today is one of my absolute favorites for lighter coverage foundation. Now, unfortunately, you cannot find this in Walgreens or Walmart or CVS that I can tell, at least. You might find it at your store, but at least online, you can't find it. But you can find this on Amazon, best I remember. I'm using the Maybelline Dream Wonder Fluid Touch Foundation. I had a question on one of my recent videos about what foundation I used, and that's pretty much what I'm doing here today, is I'm using the same foundation as I used, that I had on in that video. And this here, if you've never used it, it has a little doe foot teardrop shaped thing, and it is a very liquidy, and I do mean liquidy, foundation. So I'm going to put some of that on all over my face, and I'm going to use my hands to blend it in. It is a rather silky feeling foundation too. So, I thought about this idea whenever I was trying to come up with video ideas. I've got so many video ideas. If y'all have seen my recent unboxings, I've got so many video ideas for that. I don't know exactly what y'all want to see reviewed, what y'all want to see tried, what y'all want to see in a full face first impression. Because pretty much all these items that I'll be using today, I've at least used once or twice. Yeah, at least. Now, the eyeshadow palette that we'll be using, no, I have not, but I know my sister, she has the palette, and she likes it, so. Because we're going to be using the e.l.f. I believe it's the sunset, the rose gold sunset or something like that. I'll know for sure here in a minute whenever I actually get to that step. But just rubbing in this foundation all over my face. And this is a lighter coverage foundation. Now you can layer this up and build it up a little bit if you want to. You know, the other day I put so much on because I basically did twice as much as I did just now. So I'm going to put a little bit more on here. I mean, this little doe foot thing, I mean, it doesn't have your sponge tip. The tip of this is like a plastic applicator instead of the spongy doe foot. Now, I do have the, and I didn't unbox this because I got it from Amazon, but I do also have the Maybelline Superstay foundation, but It's not really my shade. I mean, I can still try to do a review even though it is not my shade, if y'all would like. I haven't even tried it on the face. I could always put it on in a full face first impression video if y'all want me to do that. But, and I'm just putting stuff back in my drawer as I use it. That way I don't confuse myself. I know. Me? How can I confuse myself? I'm so good at makeup. Yes, I confuse myself all the time, y'all. And on my head is my little Merry Christmas headband here. That it actually says Merry Christmas, and it looks like little cat ears, and has little snowflakes, and it's red glitter. Now I'm using the NYX HD Concealer. I'm putting this on under my eyes. I do like a big triangle pretty much under the eyes. Now, you don't have to go as bold as I do. If you want to do just a real small amount of concealer under the eye, more power to you. Now, I like it because it seems to really help with my under eye bags. One other video I've been working on, I don't know if y'all want to see, is like a full face Wayne Goss hacks tested. Let me know in the comments down below if y'all want to see that, or if y'all want to see just hacks in general tested. I've already done one hacks video, you know, where I did a few hacks, and I do little hacks here and there anyway, sometimes doing my makeup. But let me know if y'all want to see the Wayne Goss hacks tested, because Wayne Goss, if you're not really a big YouTube beauty watcher, Wayne Goss is huge in the beauty community. Yeah, at least in my opinion. And I don't mean size-wise, I mean he's a really informative makeup artist that I've learned quite a bit from him. So, but I've learned a lot from all sorts of YouTubers though, not just him. Emily Noel 83. And if you didn't know it, Melissa Autry, I think that's what she's going by now. Might be Melissa Raymond, I don't know. But Mel MPHS is what her YouTube thing is. She is now back on YouTube, if you didn't know that. Now I'm taking the AOA Perfect Pressed, Perfect Finishing Pressed Powder. Now this, believe it or not, y'all, this is comparable to the L'Oreal True Match powder, in my opinion. But yeah, Melissa, she is back on YouTube, if you didn't know that. And I'm using the e.l.f. complexion brush to buff this on all over. Ooh, it is powdery though. That's one thing I do have to say for it. It is very powdery. So she took a while off during the summer, but you know, she is back, and I don't know for sure how many videos she does a week, but she does post now. Emily Noel, she's doing the Beauty Awards right now, the Emily Awards. Today's video, as I'm doing this at least, today's video is supposed to be her, I can't remember whether it's eyeliner, eyeshadow, mascara. It's something to do with eyes, I remember that. She's already done her foundation, concealer, powder, primer, blush, contour, highlight, all that stuff. She's already done that, so, I mean, how simple is that? There you go, you got your base on right there. Then it's just all gravy from here, you know, it's playtime. Basically, whatever you want to do, because in my opinion, foundation and powder and concealer are your canvas for whatever else you want to do. If you don't have a good base going, how's the art going to be beautiful? At least, you know, that's my opinion. I'm not a professional, don't claim to be. But, you know, still. Alright, now, And I tend to do my face and then go to my eyes. Other people may say, oh, you ought to do your eyes before you do your face because the fallout, blah, 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 blah. That, to each their own. There are no real rules for makeup. You can do it however you want to. You are the artist. Alright, I'm taking the e.l.f. bronzing brush right here. And I'm going into this e.l.f. light matte bronzer. This is a $2 bronzer. And by the way, that AOA Studio powder I was using, that is a $1 powder. Just doing some real light contouring here. Trying not to go too crazy. Because it is supposed to be a work look, not a party look. I do plan on doing some like crazy party looks too. Well, not really crazy, but here you go. Here's a better word. A festive party look. And I'm still getting used to this camera, so please forgive me if I go out of frame or whatever, because whenever I move to the left, it moves to the right on the camera, and whenever I move to the right, it moves to the left. So yeah, that's taking some getting used to. So, but yeah, I did do like some Blind Beauty Awards last year, kind of similar to Emily Noel's Beauty Awards, only I don't do high-end in Drugstore. I do mainly Drugstore. Eventually, once I really start playing with stuff more and all that, I plan on having a high-end Drugstore and a low-cost alternative. Like, whenever I say high-end Drugstore, I mean, like, okay, for example, the palette I was initially going to use in this video is the Reveal 2 palette by Coastal Scents. Okay? Right there. You got your berry tones and all that. Well, I thought, well, I might be able to get a similar look out of the e.l.f. Rose Gold Sunset palette. It's also your rosy tones, got some berry looking shades in here too, and, well, not really berry, just rosy. My mistake, there's no real berry tones in this, but, you know, but still, it's a pretty little palette. And that's also within the Reveal 2, but you're only paying $10 for the e.l.f. compared to $20 for the Reveal 2, but you also get 20 shadows in the Reveal 2. And then there's also like Wet n Wild has a Rosé in the Air that's even cheaper than the e.l.f. palette, but I've done tutorials, I believe, already using the Rosé in the Air, so. Now I'm going to take the Wet n Wild Color Icon Blush in Mellow Mauve, or no, not Mellow Mauve, Mellow Wine. Mellow Wine. And I'm going real lightly. I mean, you do not need much of this stuff at all. Actually, I'm going to grab a different brush to do this even, because, yeah. I'm going to just use this brush here. It's just a generic brush I got in a set. Any fluffy blush brush will do, and I'm literally just like tapping it in here. Tap off the excess. And I even sometimes will take it and dab it on the back of my hand because it is that pigmented, y'all. I mean, watch this. Seriously, watch this. Because if I can see my blush, then I know, okay, Jen, you went way overboard. I mean, if I didn't tap it off and tap it on the back of my hand, that is how much blush would be going on my face. That's a little cray-cray. But would y'all like for me to do another Blind Beauty Awards type thing where I do like my top palette of the year, my top lipstick of the year, my top blush, highlight, all that stuff? Do y'all want me to do that again? Let me know in the comments down below, because I would love to hear from y'all, because, you know, every time I see a comment pop up from one of y'all, it really brightens my day. It might not sound like it, but it does. Because I want to make the videos that y'all actually want to see. Because I've got so many videos running through my head all the time that, you know, it's hard for me to decide, okay, well, should I do this or should I do that? Should I do this or should I do that? So, now I'm taking the Ulta Beauty Illuminator Sheer Radiant Finish, and this is in Radiant Diamond. It's a more subtle glow compared to some of the other stuff I've used, you know. But like I've said before, this is supposed to be work appropriate, not crazy, over the top. So, I'm just doing a little bit of a glow. I don't know why I did that, but put it up on my temples for some reason. But that's okay. I've actually seen some people, and I have done that before, put it up on my temples and kind of just blend it around the eye socket, or not eye socket, but the corner of the eyebrow and all that. So, but yeah, I've got that planned, and I also have a couple DIYs planned. I've even started working on the DIY so that I'm not taking forever to do it, you know, because I've got like a advent calendar / positivity mailbox thing coming. Because at the Dollar Tree you can get this little mailbox type thing right now, a Christmas mailbox, but still, you know, you can get that, and it's actually pretty nice. Okay, now then, I am going to move on here. Let's see here. Let's see here. Should I or shouldn't I? Should I or shouldn't I? I think I'm going to. This is the Maybelline 24-Hour Color Tattoo in Barely Branded. Now, if you're not familiar with these are a cream type eyeshadow. And Barely Branded is like a skin tone shadow. And I'm going to put that on my lid. This is going to act basically as our primer, is what it's doing. So, now, being visually impaired, I would recommend going with this one compared to one called Too Cool. Too Cool is a stark white shade. I say this because whenever I was first starting to do makeup, I would use Too Cool and I wouldn't get it completely blended out. Now, this here, Barely Branded, it's still hard to blend it out because it's not really a slippery eyeshadow like some of the, well, not a slippery base. So, I mean, I've used some pretty good bases in the past, but they still didn't have that slip like the AOA Studio face primers do. But you can actually use face primer on your eyes too. I'm just telling you, you can. It just might not be as bold, might not do as good a job. But, I mean, I've seen so many hacks lately because I've been doing research on hacks and all that stuff too. And I've seen so many crazy hacks of using different things for different things, like using eye primer on your lips to prime your lips. Okay, now I'm taking the e.l.f. eyeshadow brush here, and I did take that color tattoo all the way up to the brow bone. Like where my brow bone started, that's where I stopped. And then to blend, you just blend over the edges. And this does set down dry. So it's not sticky, not tacky, anything like that. We are going to go with, since like I said, this is supposed to be a more work-friendly makeup look. First we're going to take this buttery shade at the very front of the palette, right here, this buttery shade, and we're going to put that all over the lid, from the lash line all the way to that brow bone. And this probably isn't the best brush to do this with, because it packs it on more, but, you know. we're just lightly putting it above the crease anyway, so this is going to be our, like, base shade. I know the Barely Branded does have a shade to it too, but still, this is going to be like our base shade here. I'm going to set this brush aside here in a second and grab a different one though. Some people like using a base, some people don't. I thought I would do it this way just because I kind of wanted to see what it would do without, you know, or with putting the base on. So, then I'm going to go into this, let's see here. Now, I did not swatch these or anything prior to doing this, so please forgive me. I'm going to go into the third shade in this palette, which is a pinky shade here, right there. And I'm going to use a fluffier brush. Now, this is one by BS Mall. BS Mall is a brand you can get from Amazon.com. Put it on the tip of it, tap it off, and I'm going to buff this into the crease area. Okay, we're going to try this again here. Alright, sorry about that. I've been having technical difficulties with my camera. It's not wanting to cooperate right for me, so I had to dig out my charger and all that stuff for it. So we ought to be golden now, unless the SD card goes kaput, and then that's a different story altogether, because then, yeah. But, anyhow, let's get back into this tutorial, shall we? I took a little break in between here. But the shadow I was using, just in case it didn't get all of it, is this third shade. It's like almost like a dusty rose color. That's the best way I know to describe it on this BS Mall brush. And I'm just buffing that into the crease, and we're also going to take it on the outer V, like I said. This is just going to help define the crease, and this is kind of going to be our transition shade as well. So, I thought it was the more neutrally in this palette. I mean, we're going to go warmer tone here in a minute anyway, but still, it is the more neutrally toned out of all of them. I've got so many palettes that I'm thinking of doing looks with. I've got the, I forget what it's called. I hauled it in my Coastal Scents haul. It's a real colorful palette. Almost every shade of the rainbow. You know, I got that one. I got all the revealed palettes. You know, so now I'm going to go into the shade right next to it, which is a deep, like reddish brown color. Kind of matches the lip color we'll be using today too. In a way, that color right there. Actually, it's a warmer tone brown. That's the best way I know to describe it. But that's what I'm going to be putting right in the crease and on the outer V. And I think for that, we're going to use a different brush. I think what I'm going to use is my e.l.f. brush. This is meant to be a blending brush, but we've got another brush here, if I can find it. This is just a Morphe brush here that I'll be using for blending. So, let's just go in with this blending eye brush, and we're going to take that into that shade I just mentioned. Dip it in and tap it off. Tap it off, buddy, tap it off. Outer V. Whenever you put shadow on, wherever you lay your brush first, that's where you get the most pigment. So, and I'm not really, I am using my mirror below the camera, but I'm not using the magnification side, so I'm not as detail oriented here. But, and we're taking it about halfway in. is all we're doing. So, but yeah, I'm not sure out of all the items that I have hauled lately, what y'all do want to see reviewed. You know, I could do another full face elf. I could do a full face Shop Miss A. I could do, because I've already done one of each, I believe. I don't have a whole lot of Maybelline, like, I don't have their blushes, bronzers, all that jazz. I got a blush, pardon me, I do have a blush. I don't have a highlight, I don't think, though, from them anymore. Believe it or not, I've never tried their chrome highlighters. They're too expensive, you know. Whenever you can get decent highlighters from e.l.f. and from Shop Miss A, why pay, I think they're like $7-8, something like that, if not $10 for a stinking highlighter. And if y'all saw my Profusion haul, I got plenty of highlighters. So we're not doing too crazy today. I'm just wanting to define that crease a little more. That's why I'm taking this and putting it in. When in doubt, blend it out. That's what I always say. When in doubt, blend it out. I'm putting it right on that outer V area. Basically the outer quarter of the eye. That's the best way I know to describe it. And I've toyed with the idea of trying to do a cut crease look. I don't know if that's something y'all want to see me attempt for the first time. You could stop here if you want to. You can stop here because you got your highlight, you know, all over the lid, basically. You know, but I'm going to take it a step further. I'm going to blend a little bit. Well, we're going a couple steps further, actually. I'm going to blend that color a little bit here. Up a little bit more. Basically just blowing it out is all I'm doing. Now I'm going to take the e.l.f. shadow brush that we were using, and we're going to go in with the gold shade here. It seems like almost all my palettes I get anymore have a gold in them, which I ain't complaining because I like me a gold. I like gold. If y'all have been with my channel for very long, you know I love me some gold. Give me the gold. Give me the gold. Putting that all over the lid from inner corner. But I'm leaving the tear duct area free. Just sweeping it on the lid, basically. Now, I would recommend, if you are wanting this to last all day, to use some kind of setting spray, such as the e.l.f. Matte Magic setting spray, or the Makeup Revolution setting spray. That's also a matte one. But if you do like a dewier look, you can use a dewy one as well. There's all sorts of them out there. Whether you want dewy, you want matte, you want... Well, that's the main two I know of, dewy or matte. But then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the first shade we used, that buttery shade at the very front, and we're going to put that right on that inner corner and blend it in on the lid as well. That just helps open up the eyes a little more. Oops. My dogs are locked out of the room at this point. And yes, I did go ahead and change clothes. I had on my little bathrobe type thing before this. Because, like I said, this is legit get ready with me. So, now, that right there, that's good for me. That is what I consider a work-appropriate eyeshadow look, right there. So, I'm going to take my AOA Studio Sculpting Brow Pencil, right here. And this, you've got a twist-up brow pencil on one end, and then you got your spoolie on the other end. I am actually going to flip my thing around here so I can see just a little bit. And just filling in my brows. I have like a naturally... The best way I know to describe my brows is a grayish brown. But people that know more about colors, then they'd understand what taupe is. That's the color I usually buy. I believe, yeah, but this one is in caramel that I'm using now. Because I wanted something that would somewhat go with my red hair. So. And I know some people will say, well, you got red hair. What are you wearing a red headband for? But it is the season to be jolly. Fa la 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 la. Oh man. Yes, y'all, I'm being a little goofy. Still filling in my brows here. But yeah, I want to do the videos that y'all want to see. Like I said, I've been thinking about doing the Blind Beauty favorites of 2018. Some colorful makeup look if you want. I'm definitely planning on doing like a festive holiday look. Who knows, if you want to see a really bright look, I could always try to do something for New Year's type look, even. Since we went ahead and blended it out earlier, I'm going to go back into that buttery shade with the Morphe brush I was using. It's a real fluffy brush, and I'm going to go right under that brow bone, where we just highlighted, basically. And put that on. I'm going to clean off some of my inner corner there. Now, I mean, you could take whatever face highlight you use and use that on the inner corner, whatever you want to do. Now, if I were going to work, no, I wouldn't always mess with liquid liner, but I'm going to take the Essence Superfine Liner. I'm going to do a little bit of eyeliner here. It's hard to talk while I do it, though, y'all, so I apologize. Basically, I just try to stamp it across from inner corner to about the middle. Then I use the opposite way of like actually drawing it on from the outer corner to meet it on my right eye. On my left eye I can just draw it all the way across. So I'm still learning with eyeliner. I don't always get it perfect by any means, but this is actually a really good eyeliner. I mean, it is that small of a tip. It is truly their super fine liner. Alright, now, and I am working on a video for this too. This is the Rimmel Shake It Fresh mascara. I believe you can get this at Target. I'm actually going to shake it. Shake it, shake it, shake it up, shake it up. Can you hear that? Just shake, shake, shake. There's something in there that helps it shake. And I'm using an eyelash curler real quick. I'm gonna curl them lashes. Curl them, curl them, curl them lashes now. Alright. Not going too crazy. But I've seen hacks where you could take like your eyeliner. I haven't tried it yet though. Where you can take your eyeliner and go on your lash curler and basically just stamp it on that way. But I haven't tried that yet, y'all. So, but yeah, this is the Rimmel Shake It Fresh. Typically I use waterproof but this one is not waterproof, but it still does a pretty decent job. I got this a long time ago in a Target box. Y'all, if you like to try new products, you want to, you know, give things a try before you buy, sample boxes are a great way to go. I did an unboxing of the Walmart beauty box. Recently, and I got a bunch of little samples in there and a couple fuller size items too in the process. Okay, maybe this was not the best mascara to do with this look. I mean, it's a good mascara, don't get me wrong, but I mean, it really adds some fullness. It almost gives the spidery lash look, though. If you go overboard, like I did. But yes, I will turn my head from side to side to be able to tell, okay, are they evenly coated? But hey, I figure, go ahead and keep on piling it on. My mom always taught me you can never have too much mascara. I mean, whew, just poked myself in the eyeball. Mascara is the one thing that can be very, very dangerous. And I've already used the e.l.f. lip plumper on my lips. I'm not going to use the primer side because I love the color of this lipstick on my lips without the primer side. This is the Maybelline Color Sensational Creamy Mattes Collection. And I'm using Touch of Spice. I mean, y'all can't tell that I love it, can you? That big old divot in it. I mean, I consider this my Lips with Better shade. It is more of a, not really a Merlot, but I think one time I heard Emily Noel describe it as like a brick color, like, so, I mean, it's a real pretty shade. I'll do a quick swatch on the back of my hand here. Yeah, that's the best way I know to describe it. It's like a light berry. Right there. Shade. I mean, it's real pretty and not over the top. And you can tell I didn't conceal every single aspect of my makeup or imperfections today, but went fairly light on everything. Go ahead and pull this headband off. I mean, it's a cute little headband. That was from Shop Miss A, by the way. If you can't tell, I actually really enjoy Shop Miss A. My hair don't go that way for me today, so we're going to flip it around to the other side. And y'all, that right there is the finished look. Like I said, I plan on doing a party type look as well. I plan on doing, y'all can watch my haul videos and let me know in the comments down below what you would like to see me do. If you have certain looks you would like to see, let me know in the comments down below, because I tend to do more subtle eye looks that are more work appropriate for the most part. So if that's what you're looking for, then you definitely found the right place. Now, I do some bolder looks from time to time. So, let me know in the comments down below what you would like a look for, whether it's prom, whether it's New Year's Eve party, whether it's whatever, let me know in the comments down below and I might be able to do it for you. And I do hope you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, because I've got some good things planned, and who knows what you'll see. Maybe some DIYs, maybe some more masks, maybe some more product reviews. Let me know in the comments what you want to see. Right down there. Thank y'all so much for watching, and y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.